when somebody gets a little bit of wine knowledge, they become a jerk off. That we all have wine friends who just know a little bit too much about wine, and every time you're with them, they're telling you you're ordering the wrong year, you're not sniffing it the right way, this, that, and the other thing, and I just felt like that was a really bad culture for wine, and it was really emerging, it was becoming more and more. And two, people drink the same stuff, you know, over and over. How many people in this room, I know a couple of you were last night, so you know what I'm about to do, how many people in this room have had a Chardonnay in their life? Please raise your hand. Don't get lazy on me.
Yes.
Awesome. How about a Merlot? Please raise your hand.
No.
Awesome. Pinot Noir. Tremendous. How many people here have had a 100% Petit Verdot? Raise your hand.
Well, you know where the tables
100%.
Nice. 100% Petit Verdot. About 7. Good. How many people here have had a Mataron, a Tannat from the Mataron in France? 1. Nice work. Late Harvest Tanantes, dessert wine from Argentina. Late Harvest Tanantes. 1. Cahors. A Cahors, a Malbec from France from Cahors. 2. Nice. A Bandol. A Bandol from France. 3. So we can go on and on. The U.S. consumer drinks 12 grape varietals, and it was 11 before Sideways. Right?
That was smart.
That's smart.
To try new things. And so there's a couple wines on this list, specifically wine number 3 that I'm extremely, extremely excited about you guys trying.
Hey, we are in South Lake Tahoe, Rosina Wilson.
And Patrick McIntosh.
We are having so much fun.
I'll tell you why. I think the wine is disjointed. What I mean by that is there's just a lot of different things going on. First, it's kind of like trying to be a creamy Chardonnay, then it's like loses its weight on the mid-palate. The alcohol spikes for me in the beginning. It ends with alcohol, which is something that's going to bother a lot of palates. I promise you that this wine ending with alcohol is why most of you raised your hand and didn't like it, because it overpowered the flavor.
Yeah.
The people that liked it, I paid attention to. I'm going to go drink vodka with after this event. So that's why they liked it. Freaking alcoholics.
I got it. I got it. I got it.
And it's had a great time with these
That
guys.
is Jersey.
Daily Crushers, we're in the
Love the Daily
same.
Crushers.
Serve this cold, right?
Serve this cold.
Yeah.
Serve this very cold. Good one. No, do not put ice in it. I'm just kidding. Do whatever you need. Yes.
Hey, what are some good things that, what are your favorite like things to clean your palate? Like what do you use to?
The question is, what are some of my favorite things to clean the palate? So if you go to wine tasting, like the one they're holding right now, if you ever go to a festival where there's a lot of wines, my favorite thing to clean my palate with, believe it or not, you know, people use water, people use crackers a lot. You see that, bread and crackers quite a bit. To me, the most dominant palate cleanser that you could ever have if you're going to sit down and taste a lot of wine is lemon sorbet. Now that's kind of weird to bring with you if you're like walking around at a festival. But if you're going to have a house party and have a big wine tasting, or if that's going to be like, I would highly recommend. If like you want to do something like this for like friends, it would be amazing to bring lemon sorbet after like 4 wines. It completely strips all the flavors, and you're on your way. A lot of tennis, it does smell to me a little bit like a fresh tennis can. When you first open it, the gas that they put in there, there's a little bit of that going on for me. All right, let's give it a whirl.
I smelled that this morning. I love that.
There was no kind of hidden aspect to the fruit. I wouldn't say this is the greatest Pinot I've ever come across, but I thought it was above solid compared to the enormous crap that's out there right now with Pinot Noir, because it's selling, but people are just producing way below average Pinot. Found, and I have no idea, I've never had this wine, I smelled it for a second, is that in California, I feel most California producers try to make Cabernet Franc act too much like Cabernet Sauvignon, too much oak treatment. They just try to they make it do a different thing, and I feel it's like when Michael Jordan started playing baseball. It could be okay, but it's not the right thing to do. And so, we'll see. So let's give this a sniffy sniff.
Is this 100% Cabernet?
This is 100% Cabernet Franc. What are you guys smelling on this wine? How many people are getting caramel?
Yeah.
Okay. How many people are getting alcohol?
What about like a chili, like an Ortega chili?
Chili?
Yeah.
How many people smell chili? Couple? Got a couple? Yeah. How many people are getting oak? Like creamy vanilla oak thing?
Vanilla oak.
Yeah.
Vanilla
I'm getting
oak.
that big time.
Vanilla oak.
Like the oak monster is about to make an appearance and I'm scared. All right. Let's give it a whirl. Like it. Love it. All right, let me tell you a dirty little secret.
Oh, no.
Here's the scary part. This wine's probably in the $30 to $40 range, okay? You can replicate this flavor
all over.
for $10. You can replicate tasting a wine that brings these kind of things to the table and buying an Australian Shiraz. This doesn't distinguish
that.
itself as a Cabernet Franc. It just tastes like a creamy, oaky red wine. So, what does that mean? Philosophically, philosophy is bullshit. I don't care, so it's not practical. What I wouldn't want to see is somebody who likes this style find this wine and then buy it often, because I know there's about 1,400 wines that I can think of off the top of my head that they can buy that are $12 that taste like this. So that's why I wouldn't like it.
Give us the list.
I'll tell you the first one that I would tell you. A Marquis Phillips Shiraz would appeal to you. Marquis with a Q, Phillips Shiraz is $12 and tastes like this. And for somebody who loves wine, the fact that I'm recommending you a Shiraz after we just tasted a Cabernet Franc is the problem, right? Like, you want grapes to act like, that's what's interesting about wine. You don't want everything to just become one flavor. And that's what's happened in the wine world and the industry in the US. It was really a blending grape forever, and then it caught real fire in 1988. And from 1988 to 1995, in a 7-year window, it became just a dominant varietal.
Yeah.
And then Paul Giamatti said, I'm not going to drink any fucking Merlot. And the entire market collapsed.
It's bullshit though.
Hollywood is some serious beast, man. Wow. I mean, really, really hurt the Merlot market.
Yeah.
Hence, when I said we only drank 11 and now 12, the Pinot market exploded. But it is a classic varietal. I mean, they've been making, Chateau Petrus is made from Merlot. Some of the greatest wines in the world are made from Merlot, especially in the right bank of Bordeaux, Pomerol, things of that nature. Saint-Emilion, heavily dominated by Merlot. We've seen a resurgence of California Merlot. It's starting to come back a little bit. So let's see what this Merlot does. So let's give it a sniffy sniff.
Sniffy sniff.
So people appreciate that. I get it. It's just where the wine world is. I mean, this is deliciousness is going to win. A really fun fact to me is some of the biggest selling wines in the world, specifically Yellowtail Shiraz, Kendall Jackson Chardonnay, Santa Margarita Pinot Grigio, are 3 of the highest sugar level wines in their categories. And so my big thing is, let's call a spade a spade. Americans like sugar. I'm not really sure what he's growing more of. Listen, I think what he's done.
Whoa. Hey now.
Well, we know what Mother Nature thinks of him. He brings us back. He's a very smart guy. He's used marketing very well. He created rubber chickens and all this and that. I'm very fond of him. I think he's a good dude with a good heart. Has some marketing chops, but marketing is only as good as the content, right? Content is always and forever king. I do a whole lot of marketing, but I promise nobody would watch my show if everything I said was wrong. So for all my shtick and stuff, if I didn't have the chops, I would be completely irrelevant. And I think it's very similar to him. I think he's got a lot of marketing, but the wines deliver often enough to make us care, and that's important. So, that's his thing. That's what I think. So, that concludes the wines. I hope you guys had a good time.
Fabulous.
I hope you have a great rest of the weekend. Thanks.